Hi, you guys. I want to touch base with you guys, those of you that are going to a Magnet lunch or breakfast, just to kind of give you a little information about how that's a little bit different. So you guys were randomly selected by the appraisers to represent our unit. So at each of these meals, whether it's breakfast or lunch, they are having a random assortment of nurses across the hospital. So you'll be the only one in your thing that's from CSU. We have Gordon and Mara that are coming off night shifts. We are going to pull somebody to come in early for you so you can get off on time and get there without that added stress of worrying about getting there on time. And those of you who are on day shift, we will be supporting you and relieving you from your assignment so that you can go and feel like your patients are being cared for. So that is our plan to support you while you go. At these visits, the appraisers are going to ask different questions, and I can kind of send you some of those questions if you want to see them. But for night shift especially, they're going to want to know what kind of support do you receive being a night shifter? How do you communicate with your managers? How do you have your voice heard when you mostly do nights? So being able to speak to that, speaking to stories of maybe Angela helped you with a difficult scheduling issue you had, or like for me, I know that they are just an email away. I can email them, and if it's something really important, I can text or call them. So just being able to speak to those things. They might ask you questions about your education stuff, so you can talk to IGRO, you can talk to Zero Harm. They might ask you questions about our nurse sensitive indicators, which I will send out some information about that, but just being able to speak to what we are working on, what we do well, but also bringing that back to what is the outcome, because that is the take home. Is our Magnet is all about highly devoted nurses who work really hard and are educated, but it's that outcomes of our patients are getting the best care possible, that they're having good outcomes. So why do we do CAUTI? We do all this work to try to prevent infections. So that is the outcome, is we're trying to avoid an unnecessary infection to our kids. So being able to speak to those kinds of things with our nurse sensitive indicators. Being able to collaborate with other units, being able to brag about things you do well in your unit, ideas that have been implemented, like the liver poster that Bree Lee came up with, or different core projects that have been rolling out. Being able to brag about the things we do every day and sharing those stories. I was in the mock breakfast this last week, and it was really neat to hear stories. We had one nurse talking about how all of her kids have been at primary, so she's been on both sides of it, and how this is just truly the best place. Someone else talked about how they drove past 5 hospitals to come to primaries, and why they do that. Why is it worth it to drive past 5 hospitals for 40 minutes to get to work? And it's because we work at such a great facility. So talking to those points, why you do what you do, and being able to just circle everything back to, it's all about our patients, their families, and that's what that's the center of our care, is it's patient and family care. We care about our patients and them having good outcomes, and we do that by being involved and doing what we do well every day, loving our job, and having this be a great place to work. So if you guys have specific questions, please reach out. I would love to chat with you if you want to more detail or walk through questions. So 801-663-1410. Thanks so much. Bye.